So this clip is about understanding why we do the Lightstream visualization. It's a technique that I often encourage people to do, whether it's EMDR therapy, interpersonal psychotherapy, counselling. I encourage everybody to give it a go. It's one of my favourite techniques. And the reason why I am so enthusiastic about the Lightstream visualization is that it's about acknowledging that we feel our feelings. I know I'm pointing out the blindingly obvious, but sometimes we all forget this. Sometimes we get bogged down by the narrative of whatever drama is unfolding in our life. If we're upset about something, if we've had a disagreement with someone, if somebody's cut us up on the motorway, if we're watching something on the television that's upsetting or distressing, we get bogged down with the whys, the wherefores, and language comes into play. And we're very often in our head. He said this, I said that, they did this, I did that. And what the Lightstream visualization does is it encourages you to shift your focus away from the language to the body. So it's a body focus. Where am I feeling what I'm feeling right now? So if we think of that in a trauma sense, the body keeps the score. So we tend to hold on to our emotions, and very often how we are feeling can manifest even when it's out of our awareness. So what we're doing is we're trying to actually acknowledge, where am I feeling what I'm feeling right now? We are paying attention to what we are feeling, but without bringing in language. So we're turning it into a shape. So what shape is it? Color? How heavy does it feel? Temperature, texture, so on and so forth. We're just bringing it into our awareness. We are acknowledging that we have a feeling, and it's a negative feeling, and we are just noticing it. So we're giving it enough attention that we know what it looks and feels like. And then, like I say in the previous video, we park it. We leave it where it is. We don't tell it to go away because it's earned its place there. So we leave it back wherever it was that we located it. We put it back, we leave it there. And I suppose it's a little bit like if you have somebody that is following you around, desperately trying to get your attention, a child, for example, the more you try to ignore that child, the more persistent they invariably become, the more irritating they actually become, because they're persistently walking around, tugging at your shirt or tugging at your arm, desperately wanting and craving your attention. And the best thing that we can do in a situation like that is turn and acknowledge that somebody wants our attention. We acknowledge that they are there, we let them know that we can hear them, that we can see them, and usually they're much happier for the fact that they've been acknowledged. So it's the same with our feelings. We acknowledge, I'm having a feeling right now, there you are, this is what you look and feel like, and you're allowed to stay in my body because for whatever reason, you've earned your spot there, okay? But what we're not doing is we are not getting bogged down with the narrative. And what we do is we then bring in a light, and we're not ignoring the shape or the feeling, but we're also paying very close attention to the light. If anything, we are shifting our attention to the light. So we allow the light to stream through our body. It resonates and it permeates and it does its thing. The light doesn't have a problem with the fact that there is a feeling there. It doesn't mind it, it can handle it, but the light is there for us as a positive resource. And we use that light, hopefully, with positive outcome. So we have the light streaming through our body, and then the light weaves its way, and every now and again we might check in with the shape, we might check in with our feeling and our emotion, and we notice if anything has changed. Like I said in the previous video, something might change, the shape, the color, temperature, texture, it might change, it might alter in some way. In a positive way, it might shrink, the color might soften, edges might soften. There again, it might not, and that is also okay. You acknowledge that it's there, and then you allow the light to continue doing its thing. So that is, in essence, the purpose of the exercise, is that we're acknowledging that we have a feeling, we're noticing where it is, how we're experiencing it, and then what we're doing is we're bringing a light in as a helpful resource for the rest of us. And hopefully what you do find is that at the end of that exercise, you feel okay. You're not necessarily going to be doing cartwheels and feeling amazing, but hopefully you feel that you have a handle on what you are feeling. You're managing your emotion to an extent. You've created some kind of a shift. That's all we want the outcome to be. So hopefully that's what happened for you. And if it didn't, that's okay. If you struggled with the exercise, that's also okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of practice. Sometimes it's just about acknowledging that this isn't the exercise for you. It isn't the best emotional resource, and that is also okay.